Hello, welcome back to part 2 of the PSA Airlines unofficial, informational YouTube extravaganza brought to you by Flight Attendant Career Connection. So I'm Abbie Unger, the owner of Flight Attendant Career Connection, and my goal is to help aspiring flight attendants reach their goals, land their dream job faster and with less frustration. Hopefully you saw the video on PSA, the branding video, the company information video, so that you learned a little bit about PSA. This video is all about the current video interview. Now I'm recording this, it's January 2021. PSA started hiring a couple months ago, started doing the video interview, and I've got some information as far as how that video interview is currently being done. Now PSA could change it at any time that they want to. So if that is the case, I would love for you to pop your experience into the comments of this video, because it really helps us all to be clued in. Also, if this completely is different than anything anybody is doing at all, then I would probably like to take this video down, because I also don't want bad information out there. So if your experience was a little bit different, I would love to hear your feedback and your experience in the comments. Video interview. Okay, so I have a couple videos on how to perform and do really well in a flight attendant video interview. I'm going to put the links to that in the description of this video, but we're not going to talk a lot about video interview strategy today. What we are going to talk about is what you can expect from the PSA video interview specifically. So let's start back at application stage. Right now, the current PSA flight attendant application process goes like this. You apply, you fill out an assessment immediately. It is not just personality based. There is also some critical thinking, spatial awareness, shapes, what next, repeats in the pattern, which sounds super simple, but apparently it's definitely a mind bender. So stick with it, finish it out, finish it out. Finish it out. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. The next step after that is an invitation to a video interview. If you are successful, when you are successful with the video interview, the next step is a virtual face-to-face with a virtual group interview. So I'm going to do another video, or it should be, I'm doing it right after I record this one, so it will be up when you're watching this one. But the video interview, the face-to-face, I'll have the video. We'll go over that in that one, so you can watch that one. Let's talk about video interview. The video interview for PSA, I have gotten feedback from a couple clients that appear to be, there's at least 2 different videos that are being sent out. So I had a couple people get some kind of questions and other people get other kinds of questions. So I, again, don't work for PSA or represent them or build their video interview, but I want to give you the feedback that I've received. And here's the good news. So I have a list of questions that I'm going to share with you. And even though we don't know exactly what questions you're going to get, these questions, if you prepare for these questions and you learn about PSA and you really are able to connect with them and know that they're going to be a great opportunity for you, and then you prepare for these questions, you're going to be ready for whatever question they throw your way, because they're still looking for the same information. We're still interviewing for the same job. So even if instead of saying, why do you want to be a flight attendant, they say, why do you think you would fit in at PSA? You know, like, they're similar in some ways. I want to be a flight attendant because I want to give great service. I feel like I would fit in at PSA because I give great service. So once you kind of get prepared for the list of questions that I have here, I do not think you would see all of these for sure. I do think you would maybe see some of them. And if you get a curveball, once you're prepared, you're prepared. So that's why I think that this is a really great list of questions, and I feel comfortable sharing them with you because they will be something that you could expect to see, or at least the information trying to be pulled out of you from these questions. The same information will be trying to be pulled out of you from your questions in your video interview. So video interview, once you get the invitation, you do have a deadline to complete it. Make sure that you're aware of that deadline. But other than that, you can do it anytime, 24 hours a day, whatever is best for you. Make sure you're dressed in your business clothes. Make sure that you're feeling good about your background and feeling good about your lighting. You will have 3 minutes to answer each question. There is a countdown clock on there, so you don't have to keep track of it yourself. There are no re-records. So some airlines will allow you to re-record your answer a certain number of times or unlimited times. PSA does not allow you to re-record at all. So first shot is it. But that's okay. Sometimes our first, just like diving in and doing it, sometimes that's the best one. And then we try to re-record and we're like, man, I should have just kept that first one when I was all fresh. So no re-records. You can sit down for this one. You're not required to stand like Mesa requires you to stand. So you can sit down. Now let's go over the questions. All right, here we go. Are you ready? I also wanted to say too, so this information about how to prepare for the different interviews for different airlines, the branding, the interview processes, all of that, this information and more can be found in the Flight Attendant Career Hub, which is a brand new product launching in February. The link to that product it's a monthly membership monthly membership program. It sounds like I was trying to sign you up to sell stuff. Opportunity. It's not. It's a resource. It's a monthly subscription resource. Anyways, the link is in the description and I would love for you to check it out. We've got airlines, mainlines, charters, regionals, low-cost carriers, ultra low-cost carriers. All of that is in the hub. So check out the link in the description so that you can have access to everything quickly. All right, so let's talk about the questions. So the questions that I have received, like I said, this is from what appears to be more than one video interview invitation, but this is what we need to prepare to be prepared to answer any of the questions. All right, are you ready? Here we go. First question. Tell me about a time when you made a mistake at work, or tell me about a time when you mishandled a situation. How did you fix it and what did you learn from it? Okay, so this is a star format question. If you don't know what that is, check out the description. I'll put a link in there to some free training. But this is a star format question. We know that because it says, tell me about a time. Tell me about a time you made a mistake at work. How did you fix it and what did you learn from it? Okay, next. Why do you want to be a flight attendant for PSA Airlines and how would you fit in with our culture? Why do you want to be a flight attendant for PSA Airlines and how would you fit in with our culture? So the last video, the first video in this series is all about company culture with all the links to the culture page on PSA. Remember I told you they have a whole page on their culture? So they make it very easy for you to find out about their culture. I want you to read that page. I want you to pull out what you think sounds interesting to you. Not just interesting, but what do you connect with? What was interesting to you? Oh, wow, I love that they do diversity and inclusion. Oh, wow, I love that they support Toys for Tots. Oh, wow, I love that they support the Alzheimer's Association because that has affected me personally in my family. These are the things that I want you to connect with. Also looking at their core values. Oh, wow, I love respect as a core value. That's how I live my life. Passion, I'm passionate about customer service, people, men. I don't know. Just kidding. Don't say men in your video interview. But I want you to find in their culture what connects to you so that you can answer the question, how would you fit in with our culture? Okay, next question. What is the first thing you thought about when you knew that you had been invited to do the video interview, and how did you prepare? What was the first thing that you thought about when you found out that you were invited to do the video interview? And what did you do to prepare? How did you prepare? So this is a great one. How did you prepare? You watched some videos. You read the PSA culture page, right? You dove into you got ready. You took your suit to the dry cleaner. What was your first thoughts? You were excited. You were nervous excited. You were honored. You were scared, but then you couldn't believe you had gotten this opportunity. You were grateful. You were appreciative. What was it? Tell the truth. How did you feel? I just gave you a whole list of possibilities. How did you feel when you got invited to do the video interview? Okay, next. Okay, so this one is about characteristics. I had this one come in a couple different ways from people, so I'm gonna go with the biggest one and give you the other examples. You'll understand what I mean in a minute. What characteristics are needed by a flight attendant? Which one is the most important, and which one is the most difficult? So, what are 3 characteristics needed by a flight attendant? Which characteristic do you think is the most important, and which one do you find to be the most difficult? That one is the biggest question. I also received it just simply, what characteristics do you possess that would make you a good flight attendant? I also received what's a characteristic that is important for a flight attendant to have, so more singular. So I'd like for you to think of 3. I would like for you to pick your one that you think is most important in case you're asked for one. Then you'll have your one kind of picked out. I would like for you to kind of think about 3. Hopefully that pushes you a little bit too, so that you're expanding your interview skills and you're kind of branching out. Get your thesaurus out if you need it. I don't know. But what characteristics are important for a flight attendant? So we've got friendliness, respectfulness. That's a core value of PSA, right? We want her to be passionate. We want her to be she could be outgoing. She doesn't have to be, but she could be outgoing, have a lot of integrity, honest, reliable, dependable, exciting. There's lots of different characteristics, positive, optimistic. There's lots of different things that a flight attendant could have, characteristics that a flight attendant could need. I would encourage you to pick some that also represent you too. Pays close attention to detail, is a problem solver, is a great communicator. These are all characteristics. There's dozens of them. Pick 3, probably 3 that you possess. I wouldn't say like she needs to be able to speak 7 languages and I only speak English. You know, you want to kind of pick something that also represents you. All right. Next. What excites you the most about being a flight attendant for PSA? So this one is similar to why do you want to be a flight attendant for PSA? I doubt you would get both, but you may get one or the other. So this is why we're preparing for them both. Do you hear the dogs in my neighbor's yard that are like, I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully you can't hear them. We're just going to pretend that I can't hear them either. So, what excites you the most about being a flight attendant for PSA? My advice for this one is to go in a very professional manner, not necessarily a personal manner. So, what excites you the most about being a flight attendant for PSA? Maybe it wouldn't be because I hope to fly for American Airlines one day, because I want to go to Paris, because you have really good flight benefits, because you pay the most. I instead, which some of those actually are kind of career focused, but they're not telling PSA why you would be an asset or why you would be a really good choice for them. So instead, I want to hear something about how much you loved their culture page, or no, how you connect with their core values, how their core values are the same, about how they're growing, about how they're part of the American Airlines family, and that is a globally known brand to be proud of. There's a couple ways that you can kind of even say the same information in a way that makes it sound more like you want to represent PSA and you would be proud to represent them, as opposed to just what is PSA going to do for you. So that's kind of a different way to look at it to get to an answer that allows them to see everything that you're going to do for them as a flight attendant. Next, what type of work environment do you prefer? What do you like? Fast-paced? Do you like diverse? Do you like constantly changing? Do you like fun? Do you like quiet? Do you like consistent? Do you like low energy? Do you like calm? What kind of work environment do you like? Explain. What kind of work environment do you prefer? And then the last one that I have is, what would you do if a coworker asked you to do something unreasonable? So this is another star format question. I do not imagine that you will see both, but this other one is one that's a good one to prepare. What would you do if a coworker asked you to do something unreasonable? We're probably going to communicate. We're probably going to have a conversation, and we're probably not going to do the unreasonable thing. But I need to hear that this is not a star format question. Did I say this was star format? I did, didn't I? This is not. If they had said, tell me about a time that a coworker asked you to do something unreasonable, that would be star format. But I have it written in my notes. It says, if a coworker asked you to do something unreasonable, what would you do and how would you handle it? Which is not a star format question. Okay, so I don't believe that this one will be asked in the star format way. I apologize for that. Another thing is you can expect 3 to 4 questions for your video interview. It's not going to be very long, kind of quick in and out, no re-records. And then, of course, the next step is your face-to-face and your group interview. Those are all being done virtually at this time. So that's exciting. PSA is growing. They're having training classes. I was told by one of my clients that the PSA shared with them that they were having a new training class start every Monday for the next several months, and they have 20 people in each class. So that's really exciting. I hope that this video was helpful. I'm excited for you. Congratulations on getting invited to do the video interview. That's a big deal. Not everybody gets to this point. I'm really excited for you. I'm really proud of you, and I will see you over in the next video. Fingers crossed for you. Bye.